Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Accepting New Clients live from inquiry to official client LinkedIn Live. So, just so you guys know, this LinkedIn Live is going on right now. I do also have another pre recorded video that's available on YouTube. I went ahead and decided to do the LinkedIn Live anyway because there were multiple people that RSVP'd, and I did want to give them a live experience. However, if you're not able to catch this live, I did reach out to some of the people that RSVP'd early on. They can actually go to my YouTube channel and get the actual pre-recorded session, but this is going to be a live. And since it's going to take some time and I have a lot to get through, I want to go ahead and start sharing my screen. And if you have any questions and I don't get to it during the live, please just send me a message through my website at ashleyhughesjefferson.com. And then there is a contact us page. Send me a message there. It will open up into your email client. Or if you rather go to the Consulting Onboarding App, I did put contact details in the ticker that's scrolling by. So you should be able to contact me via that information. And let's see. What I'm going to do is switch between different tabs. And right now, I do want to start with the client account. And then we'll go ahead and get started from there. So again, you should see my screen. Right now, you're looking at the Consulting Onboarding App. This is actually the inside of the app, but I'm going to show you the home page and how to contact us really quickly. All right, so this is the page. Whenever you get to the Consulting Onboard app, there is a way on this home page. We do have a contact us link. That link is available at the bottom of the page. And let me go ahead and try to make this bigger really quickly. Give me one moment. I'm going to go off camera for a second. Okay, so if you can see there, the page is at the bottom of the screen. However, you can reach it on this section here where it says submit a request or email us directly. And here is how you actually contact us through the website. The website is simple. You just pretty much fill out the full name, email address, the company, issue type, if there's any bugs that you come across, or just general support, feature requests, subject message, and then you will click open to email client, and it opens to the email client that's set up on your computer. If you don't have one set up, you do have to have a default email that it goes to for this part to work. Otherwise, you will have to send us the information manually, but we usually respond within 24 to 48 hours. And the email you can reach us at is consulting at ashleyhughesjefferson.com. Let me see here. I am double checking something here. Again, welcome guys to our event, which is our live event on accepting new clients from inquiry to the official client in our Consulting Onboarding App. Another thing I did want to mention is that we do have our website. So you can reach us on our website as well at ashleyhughesjefferson.com. And on this particular website, we do have a contact us page too. So I just want to make sure that you have all the ways you can reach us before we jump into this demonstration. Again, this is actually a live that I decided to go ahead and do due to some change of plans with a previous engagement. And then the pre-recorded video, if you want to watch that, that's available. But this one is live right now. Looks like we have a contact us page here. You do click on the contact us link, and then it will open page, and I'll go ahead and show you how you can reach us via that method as well. Again, welcome you guys to our consulting onboarding from inquiry to client, and this is our live event. All right, so as far as the contact us page, so this is our contact us page. If you need to inquire about anything that we're offering as far as services, you can go to this site. Communities, anything or media or partnerships, any of our apps, services that we offer as well, products and services. So if you need to contact us this way, you go to you enter in your full name, email address, and then select the inquiry type. There's several different things to choose from. If you can't think of something, we do have general questions and other. We do have a product, service, and membership opportunity section that you can fill out for the next step. And then if you have some type of order email, membership email, or account email, you can put that in there. It's optional. And then the message, and then again, this one actually opens into your email client. So if you don't have an email client set up, make sure you do have it, because that's how this is set up. And again, you can reach us at consulting@Hughes-Jefferson.com. Now, before we jump into it, I do want to let you guys know, if you RSVP to this event, there is a pre-recorded video that's on my website, but this is a live event currently. So let's go ahead and get right into what you are here for, which is our consulting from inquiry, accepting new clients, from inquiry to client. And then what I'm going over first is, I do want to show you, this is a client account. So someone actually reaches out to us via this method. We have our website, which is consultant-onboarding-hub.lovable.app. They can either go to this website, or they can go to our actual business website, which is the AshleyHughes-Jefferson.com, to reach us. Eventually, they will get to a point where they can either choose sign up as a client or sign up as an organization. And there is also a way to sign up as a consultant, but you'll see that right now. So I'm just waiting on this to load. I'm going to go off camera for a second. All right, so let me go ahead and log out. Because I want you guys to see the actual way that you can reach us. All right, so there you go. So I'm going to go ahead and come back on camera. Okay, so now, if you decide you want to sign up as a client, you simply go to the consultant-onboarding-hub.lovable.app. You go there, or you go the alternative methods through our website and contact us and ask any other questions based on what I previously showed you. Or you can scroll down and go to the contact us section and send us an email. There's multiple ways for you to reach us. Also, we do have other products that are on Gumroad as well. If you reach us through that method, it's something that I will reach back out to you to make sure that you are on the right track in our onboarding process. But let's get into when you sign up as a client. So if you sign up as a client, you click on the option that says sign up as a client. Might have to close this and reopen it. Give me one moment. I'm just going to open it in a new tab. Okay, so there it is. So here we go. So you are either signing up as a client or a consultant. So to sign up as a client, go ahead and click on that option. That is where you sign up as a client. In this startup process or sign up process, you can be issued an activation code if you reach out to me and that's something that we discuss, or if you sign up on a different platform where you need an activation code to get logged in. For example, if you go through Gumroad, we do have the activation code method that we will send you to get signed up. Next, we do have, give me one second. I'm on this VPN, but I'm about to pause it for a moment. Okay, so I went out. So give me one moment. I'm going to go refresh this. Okay, so we're back. So it's the sign up process, just to make sure you have, if you reach out and we give you an activation code, you just activation code first. It is one, enter your full name, select, make sure client is selected, enter your email, enter your password. You do have to agree to the terms and conditions and privacy policy, and then you click on create account. I'm not going to actually perform all these steps based on time. We're already 13 minutes in, and I'm just in this how you sign up process. So let's just move on to the next thing. My VPN. Okay, so the next, let me move on to in the chat if you can hear me, because I'm having a little bit of connection problems. However, don't forget, this is a live session. I'm actually live on this particular session. So if you see any technical things, it's because it's a live thing. However, if you go to my previously pre-recorded session, it is smooth sailing. However, this is a live event. If you can hear me, make sure you type in the chat that you can hear me. And then I just want to make sure before I continue going. And this is live, so I have a lot more time than I had on the pre-recorded video because I think I put it to like 40 minutes on the pre-recorded video. But what I'm about to do is just test my sound really quickly. Pre-recorded. Okay, so I think my sound is working, which is perfect. I will go ahead and continue on. So after you click the sign up or create account process, there is a page that you will be logged into. And I'm going to click on profile so you can see how the profile looks. And then I did want to show you one other thing before I move on. So one other thing, if you sign up and instead of signing up as a client, because there are several different client types, you have the client type where you're a consultant, and you have an actual client type where it's a regular just listed as client. But if you decide to sign up as a consultant, it's a little bit different from when you sign up as a regular client. And I did want to show you that before I move on to everything that I'm about to show you. And again, this is a live session, so if you see things going on with the internet, etc., it's more than likely because people know that I'm live. And usually when people know that you're live, they usually try to interfere with your work. But other than me showing you how to sign up as a consultant, I do really want to go over that before we start getting into the profile information. So let me try to pull that up. I do have two profiles up. All right, so this is the way that you sign up as a client. This is the way that you sign up as a consultant. So on the consultant profile, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different because you're signing up as a consultant and there's more information that's required. And for example, with the consultant account, you do sign up with your full name, your email, your password, your phone number. There is more information that's listed. My connection keeps dropping, so I'm just going to go through it as quickly as possible. Your password, your phone number, the LinkedIn profile, as well as let's see here. Give me one moment. Okay, just give me one moment, you guys. I'm trying to pull up the section that I need. And this is how I know people are always interfering with my work. So on the consultant side of things, there is an availability option on there. There's also a way that you can do an activation code for the consultant side part of it. And then there is a way for you to choose what type of consultant. So there's multiple types of consultant. Give me one moment, you guys. I'm about to do a disconnect with this VPN. Okay, I did availability, primary use. Again, the activation code is on there as well. And then I'm going to get out of Firefox after this. So the next thing is primary use and activation code, accepting the terms and conditions, and creating your consultant account. If you already have an account, you can sign in. Of course, that's just the consultant way to sign up. So since I am using Firefox, I'm about to close out of Firefox and use a different browser. And let's go. change my share screen. So give me just a moment, you guys. All right. So share fire Google. What is it? Google. Start with. All right. Let me go to. I'm going to start on the right side. All right. So let's start here. So on the screen, you do see where it shows you get engage consultant account. And the way that you know that it's a consultant account is in the profile. It shows consultant for the account type. It shows the how you use this application, platform business user. You use the application to manage your own business, clients, and service relationships. It shows you on like the full name, the phone number, the professional details, years of experience, primary expertise, availability, the hourly rate, and skills. This is also where you enter your location, city, state, zip code, country. It shows you your member sense information, and there is a business identity page that you do fill out to make sure that your business information is associated with your engagements. I won't go into that detail. I will show you the screen, but I will go back out of it. But I want to just mention also there's a way you can do your billing and plans, your account management, subscription cancellation if needed, or you can request an account closure. Looks like my connection is a little bit better since I switched my VPN connection to a different country. So now on the business identity, this information must be filled out so that in your engagements it's associated properly. I won't go into detail. So for the sake of time, because we're already 23 minutes in and we have an hour, so I can get more information in, but I don't want to like go over every single detail for the sake of time. But if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at the ways that I mentioned at the beginning of the video on how you can reach us. Also, the information for the website is scrolling by at the bottom of the screen in our ticker. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with after the client has signed up. So the client filled all the information. They are waiting to be approved because there is a approval process for the client. So they do have to be approved to sign up on the consultant's end. So you will get a you'll have notification of what clients are in your list of clients. So just keep that in mind. But once your client has signed up, they will actually see what I previously showed you on the client account, but this is what the consultant actually sees on their side. So this is a consultant's dashboard. Also, there is some like quick start steps for you to set up the consultant dashboard appropriately. I believe this is a personal plan where you get 3 engagements. I've already like pre-filled out the engagements on here. So for the sake of time, I'll be able to get through a lot of things instead of typing all that information out. But there's a way that you can set up templates, create your first engagement, make sure your business identity is set up because that's important when it comes to your documents that you're creating to send over to your consultants. But that's why this dashboard has a little quick start to set up your workspace. And then it has different mentions of active engagements, draft engagements, documents, pending approvals, etc. And it shows you a little dashboard here with what plan you're on. So next, when your client signs up, you will have whether they're invited, application pending, approved for onboarding, deployment ready, active, paused, or removed. I actually went through this previously as a test to make sure everything was working. So you do see here a already deployed consultant that was onboarded to another consultant. So with that being said, with this particular workforce tab, this is where you manage your consultants that are onboarded to you. And here's what you will see as the owner of the consultant plan that you're on. Let's say you sign up as a consultant that you want to manage your workforce through the Consulting Onboarding App. This is what your workforce dashboard will look like when clients or consultants are onboarding to you. So on this particular tab, it says it's in the deployment ready stage, but that's the last stage. It is a different, it'll say something different here when they're not in this deployment ready stage, but this is a final deployment ready stage here. And then here is where you manage the different options that they have to sign out. And I will show you what it looks like on your end, and then I will show you what it looks like on the consultant who is actually onboarding on their end. So now you see here the overview, you see the onboarding, you see the document section. But I'm going to tell you, this shows you what the organization's relationship is. It tells you who the organization is, the relationship status, the application status, the onboarding status, the current phase they're in. Since we walked through an entire onboarding client process, that's why it says phase 4 or 4, because I went through the entire process. And this is the very end, but I'm going over with you what it looks like when a consultant is onboarded to you. So it shows you the onboarding status, the deployment status, the assigned engagements, the business identity, and the organization and display name. You can even manage the business identity from here. But the part that we're looking for, all of that is important that I just went over, because you want to make sure you have the details correct, especially for sending documents over. That's why this onboarding process is next on here. The onboarding process includes different documents that you'll have to send to your clients. These documents are like a non-disclosure, confidentiality agreement, a data security and privacy agreement, service level agreement, universal governed consultant agreement, managed consultant statement of work. That is in phase 1. I built this intentionally in phase 1, so you have the ability to send them over documents that they need to sign before you're actually onboarded to the engagement. Being onboarded to the engagement is like the last step in the process. But I do want to show you that these documents are not like, you are able to add other documents. If, let's say, for example, if this one is not what you want or what you need, or you just need another document. That's what I'm trying to say here. You want to add it here using the add onboarding requirement, whatever it may be, maybe something other than the ones that we mentioned that you need to establish a document for to send them over. Even like if it's a background check authorization, you can create a template for that. Right now, these are these are published templates that I have. I'm not actually, I may at the end go through how a document is completed through this process, but I want to get through the entire session first before I start filling documents out, because it is a process, but I do want to show you how it works, but not right now because it's a long process, because it is like specific to your client that you're onboarding and specific to whatever details that you discuss with your client or agreed upon with your client or consultant that you're onboarding or whatever. So you can onboard it to different phases, a phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. So phase 1 is the agreement and onboarding requirements. Phase 2 is the system setup and security. Phase 3 is the training and certification. Phase 4 is the project assignment and deployment. You could add a document or onboarding requirement to any of these phases here, and then you can put in notes or whatever you want to assign the note as. And if it's required for deployment, that's either on or off. And then you click on add assignment. But in the end, I'm going to show you how the documents are done. But for the sake of time, I want to go through the entire process so you know how a client or consultant is onboarded from start to finish. So let me cancel this out. All right. So we went over phase 1. So phase 2 is like if you need them to set up some type of access request. One other good document for phase 1 would be the background check. So whenever the background check is done, you can do like set up access requests. And that is definitely something that you can put it in phase 1. Actually, the background check, I would say, yeah, it goes in phase. I would say put it in phase 1, and then phase 2 is where you do the access request. Really quickly, if you click on the little button that I clicked on, it should open in the document. Okay, yeah, so it opens a document, and I'm going to go back to where we were though. But that you can open a document from this section, and you can complete the documents from this section, your side as the consultant that's onboarding a client as a consultant. All right, so the next one is phase 3. So phase 3 is training requirements. So if there's some type of training requirement that you need your consultant or client to take for some reason, if it's something like our consultant academy, which is a training academy that we have that you can get through Ashley Hughes-Jefferson Consulting LLC. It's called the Consult Academy. So it's in phase 3. You can also add other training requirements. If it's something else that they need on another third-party website, you can add it by clicking on that. But for here, we do have the Consultant Academy link here, so they can click on it on their side to complete the training. There is a on this section, you can't see it right now because it's already completed. There is a way for you to mark as completed when they are done on completing all the training and you verified it. So after phase 3 is phase 4. Phase 4 is linking the engagement. So some of the engagements are already linked here. So I'll show you. You click on link engagement, and you can select an engagement to link. I'm not actually going to link it right now because I'm on the on this 3 I believe it's 3 engagements planned, so it's not going to link any other engagements on here. But I already linked them all prior to this live. So let me just open when you click on open on the section, it shows you the engagement. So this is inside of the actual engagement. So in the actual engagement, you do, as the consultant who is onboarding clients to their business, if it's a project, whatever it may be, if you're a recruiter, if you're a career coach, if you're a service-based business, whatever it is, when you add them or link the engagement, it is here. Prior to you linking the engagement, you do have to create the engagement. You cannot create an engagement. You cannot link an engagement if it's not created. I will show you how to do link an engagement really quickly, or create an engagement, should I say. So when you create an engagement, you click on new engagement. This little window pops up here. You can enter the engagement name, the contract engagement ID, the description, the engagement status, if it's active or draft. So drafts are, let me just see if it'll let me do a draft. Okay, so you do see where it has a draft. It does allow to do the draft when it comes to the instead of the active, because active can't do active because it's already three are already assigned here. This is the personal plan, so you only get 3 engagements that you can use on the plan. Okay, so the moment of truth, it does show that the engagement is here, but you cannot activate this engagement because you are only on a plan that includes 3 engagements that are active, but you can have unlimited drafts. So just to let you know, when it instead of it saying what it says here, it just will be an option to activate it instead of upgrade to activate. But if you need more than 3 engagements, then you would need to upgrade. But clicking on it in draft status, it still gives you the ability to do um, all the other things that we were talking about. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to one that's already activated and walk you through what this information is. So for this one, we do have an engagement configuration section. This we're still on the consultant who is actually trying to get an engagement ready for a new consultant or client that is actually onboarding to their company, business, whatever it is that you're doing there. So on this particular engagement, an active engagement, there is a way that you can edit the configuration. You will need to edit the configuration, and it's built in to work with your documents. So that's why you see all of these fields, because it's needed to have the right information for your documents. So with that being said, you do have, now let me just also explain. This is built in for documents. However, when you are a onboarding, most of this engagement configuration information, it's not designed to be required because the engagement is the last part of the process. So don't think that you have to fill this information out right now, because there is a separate process for documents that are created through the onboarding process. So just FYI, if you don't fill that information out, it's not required through the onboarding process, only because there is a mechanism that I built in that allows you to do documents without having to put the engagement information in, but it still captures the needed information. So with this one, you do have the consulting package, the session length, the meeting frequencies, the delivery method, number of sessions, engagement effective date, plan start date, estimated completion date, type of engagement. So there's several different types of engagements that you can choose one from. If you want a different type of engagement entered in there, I can definitely build this in. But right now we do have the 4 different types. So it's not like, it's not that it can't be changed. This is just what we have right now. But if your business needs something else built in as an engagement type, it's not a big deal for us to build it in. You can actually contact us and request a feature to be built in for you for that. And then we have the scope of the engagement, and then we have the package description, and then you can save it here. Also, I do want to go over this too before I get to the consultant that's actually going through the onboarding process. So now you do have the engagement phases. So the engagement phase, there's a phase 1, which is an onboarding and configuration. There is phase 2, which is the workflow design and planning. So after they're onboarded, the workflow design and planning, whatever your organization or company is onboarding them for, you do have your phase that you're getting them prepared to work, like actually doing the work. So you're designing and you're planning whatever it is for them after they're done onboarding and configuration. That's the phase 2. So phase 3 is AI assisted execution and human in the loop. So if you're using AI in your process and you're reviewing whatever it is. For example, if you have someone reviewing your onboarding stuff, if you have someone implementing different things that you need put into your onboarding process, or something that you need your consultant to work on, or building some type of application, AI assisted execution, human in the loop, is to make sure that if you are using AI, that you have the right mechanisms in place for verifying whatever is maybe AI generated. Phase 4 is client delivery and engagement. Phase 4 is like when the client is actually doing the work and they're on the engagement. So this particular phase is what that is for. But the next and final phase is phase 5, which is performance, scaling, and optimization. So with performance, scaling, and optimization, it's like they've been on the engagement for a while. You're getting performance KPIs. You're seeing if it's something more that you need to do to scale, or if you need to optimize it to do something else. That's what this final phase is. And it's also like the end of the engagement. So that is the final phase. You also see some ways here that you can create documents. There's a deliverables where you can track them here. Here's where your clients are. You should see that we've added a couple of test clients in here for you to see. What is this? We have our team tab where it shows you who's a part of the team, which is usually the organization owner, which is the consultant who is onboarding, the engagement owner, basically the person that's onboarding the consultant or the client. Then you see the client right here as well, which is the person that they are actually onboarding. But let's move on to the next tab. Surveys. So if you want to assign a survey to this engagement, there is a way for you to assign surveys. Let me see if it's on here. Okay, I already have one assigned, which is the onboarding experience survey. Here's some other surveys. Let me see if I can pick one here and see. I'm just going to pick this for demonstration. I'm just adding this on here. That's how you just add a survey to here. But that one is being added. And anybody that's on this engagement should be able to see this survey. So the next thing I have is messages. So if you need to communicate to someone in this actual engagement, there is a messages box where you click on the messages, new thread, you can speak to someone by engagement. So you do need to select whatever engagement you're referring to. Make sure that the client has access, and you can create your thread to begin a conversation. Let me begin one under this one. Okay. All right, so I'm going to create a thread really quickly for the message, and then I'm going to say hello. All right, so that sends the message to anyone that is in this engagement. So if you want to host your messages in the actual engagement, you can do that as well. And it should send notifications to whoever is in the engagement. We'll see. If it doesn't send the notification, you can always just check your messages, if that makes sense. Now, let me see, what else have we gone over? We've gone over how the client has signed up, or the consultant, what the consultant is doing on their side. One other thing I did want to mention is whenever you're reviewing applications, there is an option for you to review the applications here. You can approve them, not approve them from here, and put your notes in here. That's just FYI. You can also change the type of, if they're acting your organization, if you suspend them, or if you remove them from your organization. Even invited is an option. Last is where your engagements, you can assign it from this place as well. So that is enough of the, well, let me just show you the survey real quick. And then I only have about 15 minutes left. So this is where you can build in different surveys for different engagements or projects. If you're recruiting, whatever it is, you can build in surveys for your recruiting process. If you're recruiting or if you're coaching, you can build in surveys and assign them to the engagement. But that is what that's for. This is where your documents are housed. What else? Help. We do have a knowledge base for, if you're a consultant, it's the information comes up by client type. So if you're not a consultant, you may only see client information on here. Dashboard. Some other features is you see the business identity. There's a governed content library, knowledge base, billing and planning. Here's the where you can change your background to dark or light. So I'm going to put it back on light. Here is where you can view your messages, and this is just notifications. I think that's all. This is where we have our templates. So if you have any templates, if you want to create a template, our templates are in here that comes built in with the platform. But if you want to create a template, you create it from this page here. If you wanted to create one that's not with the platform. So you do have the ability to create your own documents for this platform as a consultant. So it's not like you have to use all of ours. It's designed for you to, whatever templates you need to build for your process, it's interchangeable. So it's not static. You can make it how you need it to be. And then if you're creating a new template, you can enter the template name, category, tags, descriptions, if it's creatable by client, if you have an existing template you want to use, or you can upload one. All right, so, and then you create the template, but we're not going to go into that part. I just wanted to go over what I did not for the consultant side. Okay, in the client tab, this is where you see your client. So this is a client instead of a consultant. So it's listed under the clients tab here. But your actual consultants that are working for you are listed under the workforce tab. And then, of course, this is the engagement. So now we've gone over the consultant who is onboarding clients or consultants to their onboarding process, business, project, whatever it is you have going on. And if you need to upgrade, you can upgrade via here, and it'll tell you which one to actually go to. This is our pricing, $39 for the personal, $129 for small teams. We do have an enterprise and enterprise regulated. Those are our prices. This is a comparison. And here's questions. We do have some terms of subscriptions that are listed there as well. But I won't bore you anymore with the consultant who's onboarding. And then one other thing I did want to let you know, this type of profile that we're on is a platform business user. The next one that we're about to change screens to, which is I'm about to do that right now. Give me one moment. This next one right here, this is our consultant who is being onboarded to the platform business user account, which is a consultant who is actually onboarding a new consultant or client to their workforce or project or engagement. If you have questions regarding this and how things are done, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I will be more than happy to answer your questions. But here is the consultant that is actually onboarding to the consultant account that has a workforce that needs a new consultant on their project. So this consultant has a My Onboarding tab, which walks them through 4 phases of onboarding. This is their dashboard tab, which it shows the type of their application status, which is approved. It shows what phase they're on, which they're in phase 4, and it shows their details here of what they've done. Phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. Okay, so on here, same thing, notifications, messages, light, dark, for the background, profile information. You see they have less information, and then their knowledge base is here. Let's move on to help. So if they need help, this is also where they can access this information. Messages, they can access their messages here. What else? Surveys. Documents. Assigned engagements. And my onboarding. So let's go back to my onboarding. So for my onboarding, so a consultant has a place where they are accessing their documents that they need to fill in. So if they need to fill in documents to be onboarded that the consultant who was onboarding them sends over to them, this is where they will see that information. Phase 1, they will have a non-disclosure. Well, not necessarily. It's based on whatever you decide to put on there for them. You can even, like, as the consultant that's onboarding them, you can remove requirements that are not required to be onboarded from your end. So your consultant who's onboarding for you or through you, they don't have to complete. So if you don't want any of these forms, you can just remove them from here. But here is where they will complete them. So instead of it saying completed, it will have another option. I believe it says open document. This is how they complete this document on their end. They will fill out all the fields that's required. And then more than likely, since I'm running short on time, I have about 8 minutes left, that I may have to put that whole document process in part 2, which is going to be next Monday. But for now, I'm going to make sure that I finish this part out. So on this phase 1, the consultant is filling out their information. There is even a option for them to sign the documents via this platform. I will show you the final document once I'm going through each phase for the consultant who's onboarding. So in phase 2, there is a system setup and security. Same thing here. It's, instead of it saying completed, it will say open document. And then, for example, like it says open training or open engagement, instead for documents, it'll be open documents. And then for phase 3, training and certification, it kind of lists what it is. And then if they need to do anything, it'll tell them to open training. The open training button, it just simply opens the link in a new tab. That's all it does. Next is phase 4. Phase 4 is the this is the assigning them to the engagement. So you'll see the engagement listed here. You'll see that it shows signed. And then the other thing is if their deployment readiness status. So it'll tell you if they're ready or not. So this is how a consultant knows if they're ready and to go to start working on their project with whatever details that you've already assigned. So one other good document for them is just to make sure that they know what to do after like the document status is ready, or they're in the last stage to be starting the actual project. But this open engagement button takes you to the engagement, and then they can see whatever is there. But you'll notice that a consultant that's onboarding, they're not able to make any edits to this engagement configuration, but they can still see the team. They can see the surveys. They can see the messages. So for this one, if they wanted to start a survey, I'm gonna show you how that looks. But this is where they view their messages. And it looks like they have one. looks like they have is that one message? They have a message in here, but I want to go back to the engagement so you can see this survey and how the survey works. And then I will save I do want to get to that final document, but I will save how you complete the document, etc., for the part 2 of this engagement. But it's a process. So they can start their survey. And the survey comes up, it gives them some details, and they can just start completing it. So this is how they fill out their survey. All right. And then I'm going to go to the next page. Is this it? I can't see. I'm trying to, hold on one second. Okay, here's the next page. All right, so the next page comes up. All right. All right, so we're going to go next. Looks like it's just taking a little bit to load. You know what? I actually don't want to complete this entire survey because it's long, but it's 38% completed. I do want, for the sake of time, because I've got about 3 minutes left, I want to show you what it looks like for a final document. All right, let's go to this one. All right, so this is a final document. I'm going to download, well, it might save, okay, it's bringing it up. So this is what a final document looks like. So since we're in the last 3 minutes of the live, a final document comes up like this. And as you can see, it has the onboarding information, service and scope exclusions and changes, managing organizational responsibility, consultant responsibilities, confidentiality, data privacy access, all of that information that we will show you in the part 2 of the live. All of this information is filled in based on what the document process is. So this is the signature part. Looks like it does show that it is electronically signed, and it shows who signed, and it gives a little disclaimer, the date, etc. Also, it gives you some sort of execution certification for just making sure that it's valid and it's for this particular project, for this onboarding process, for this document. This is the final document that the person will see when it's done being fully executed. So that's the gist of our onboarding process. That is what I really wanted to show you all today. And let me see if I can go back one step. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that I need to go over in this live, but we have about 1 minute left before it is over. But thank you guys so much for joining me with this live session regarding from inquiry to client. Let's see, was there anything else I wanted to show? I think for the most part, this is it. But in signed engagements, let's see. Yeah, I think that's for the most part, this is all that I want to show for this live. But please join me for the next one on next Monday, and I will walk you through more of the details, for example, documents and maybe templates as well, but even more in detail than the survey so you can see that process. But this is basically like if you get a client, if you're using this application, you sign up for our service, this is how your process looks. And this process does not include a like a payment, what is it? The phase where you take payments through this process. You can, however, get like Stripe or some other thing to use your payments, but that is a feature that we are planning on implementing. But other than that, it's more focused on a workflow than a like just making sure that you are able to take your payments through this platform. Right now you can use a different platform to take your payments, do your I-9s, etc., because that is not currently built into the consultant onboarding app. However, it is something that we may implement in the future. But it's more so focused on your workflow and when you're onboarding clients, if that makes sense. But for now, this is all that I have for you today to go over our onboarding process. But in the next one, I will go into detail on documents, surveys, and templates. And then I can answer any other questions that you may have. And then last but not least, for anyone that is wanting to go to our website to sign up for services, please do not hesitate to go to our website, which is Ashley Hughes-Jefferson Consulting LLC, or sign up for any service offerings that we have. And on our website, which I'll show you really quickly. Okay, so on our Ashley Hughes-Jefferson Consulting LLC, yeah, this is the right page I'm sharing. You'll see how you can contact us. We do have several different pages. Contact us is here. If you're looking for opportunities that we're recruiting for, you can check here. And we have some terms, other service offerings. If you start somewhere, we do have a start here. But to contact us, have that page as well. Please let us know if you have any questions. If you're interested in working with us for any projects that you have in mind, from course creation, application building, because this is an application that I build from start to finish through vibe coding. As you can see, you probably saw the tag on there from Lovable. But if you need any types of applications, build courses, whatever it is, I can definitely help you out with that. Just reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to get you pointed in the right direction. But I'll go ahead and stop here. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out. I will be more than happy to answer. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next Monday or the next time we go live, I'll see you then.